Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. This is Doney, and welcome to episode 7 of a beginner's guide to Managersim. Just give you a quick update of the game and how it's going on here in Sweden and Elfsborg. And basically, it's starting to go very well. We thought originally that the Elfsborg side will have a decent youth side, and they were getting quite a few good youth players coming into the side and becoming first team regulars. And it's definitely showing now that I'm starting to get some really good youth players coming in. If we currently look at the side, here's the side again. I will click to full screen just to show you what's going on. The side, there's 43 players in the side, which is far too many at the moment, but I'm still currently getting rid of quite a few players. But as you can see, there's a lot of 16 and 17 and 18-year-old players now in the side. These are a mixture of free transfers are brought in, and also a couple of really good youths that have started to appear. A youth academy has given me some very good defenders, but again, remember, you must stress that when you join a club, this doesn't always will happen. Sometimes you get some decent youth players. Sometimes you might not get any decent youth players. But for instance, Nordfeld is a youth player, and he will develop into a very good player. This is probably why I don't do full screen, because I like using the back button. But also, we've got some other decent youth players coming through called, let's see if I can find them first. Like Ostland is my star youngster. He's only 17 years old, soon to be 18, but his stats are very impressive for a youngster at the moment, so they will develop more. And again, he was a youth academy player. He's only just joined the team from the youth academy February the 2nd, and it's now February the 12th, so only 10 days, which is what, roughly 2 ticks. So he's a good youth player coming in, and we've also got some other youth players arriving now who are put on loan so they can get a bit more experience. Tainstrom, he's a former youth player, and as you can see here, he's got very good stats, and they will improve due to his age. He's only just turned 18, so I put him on the loan list so he can get some games for other clubs, because he probably won't get many games for our side at the moment because our midfield is pretty decent. And in short term, Tainstrom might actually get better than Kallstrom, our current star midfielder. Kallstrom was one of our top 3 players when we started this save, with our goalie and our striker. Our goalie has now, since the last episode of course, has now been sold. Our striker is still here, but even Kallstrom is now not really our star midfielder. Like Strypenberg is our star defender. As you can see there, he's got amazing passing stat and speed, and his control is very decent as well. His contract is due. That's what that little icon's for. So I did discuss a contract with him in the last tick. So I need to see what's going on. Oh no, I didn't discuss it the last tick. So this is a brand new talk, brand new conversation with him to get his contract done. He's currently on 59,000, which is pretty high for the level side we're at, because I think we're only a level 1 side at the moment. So I'm going to offer him a new contract, and then I will lower the weekly salary down to about 56,000, and that is a definite, or maybe even less, down to 40,000. And then see if he agrees to that. His average rating is 7.5, which is very high for this type of player. And then I'll see if there is other contracts that I need to do. We've got rid of one of our shitty goalies. We didn't need him anymore. We can get rid of this one as well now. So release player. So that's our 2 real bad goalies that we didn't want when we originally had this side, because since the last tick we've actually got a new goalie in, this guy here, but he's only on loan rating. Loan list, sorry, and he was from that club there. Can't pronounce it, someone else probably can pronounce that. And we've got him for the rest of the season. He's only on a very low wage, so yeah, he'd be wonders for us. But as I've just noticed, he's 11 weeks injured. So I'll have to put in my other goalie that was in the last game back into the side, because he is not going to be fit. So that will be Bernard. No, is that George? Yeah, it's George number 1. So change that. Change the goalie. Quite a few suspended players for the next league game. As you can see, I have to make a lot of changes this time. So Karlstrom is fit, so put him back in at number 8. I could risk a youngster at the back line. Actually, see what these other players are like. Again, if you hover over the name, you can actually see the rating. So I might give one of my youngsters a chance. Iskandmir, that's the defender I need to show you later. So here comes in at number 3 for this league game. And then Stroutenberg will be the sub. So I need now to put in a number 7, which is just a midfielder. So Tangstrom could go in, maybe. Again, the guy who's going out on loan, but he could get some experiences. But there's some really decent midfielders here. So Patras will come and take number 7. Then I need a midfield right on the 9, the number 9 there. So attacking, no, he's not too good. He's too young. His stats are not very good. So I need just a basic midfield right. So I could one of these two. Okay, let's put Tangstrom in. Give him some league experience. And then obviously when the game happens and it changes, then all these players will be available again. My top three midfielders are all suspended. Typical. Striking, the front 2. Can I change that? Renberg is still on the transfer list. He wants to go, but no one's going for him at the moment. Renberg, I've given him his league, full league debut, and he's actually scoring goals, which is good. But could I risk someone else? No, there's no really someone else that I really want to change. I'll keep it as that. So I'm trying to develop a very good youthful side here. So, for instance, at the moment, our current number 9. Who's suspended at the moment, he's only 16 years old, but his passing stat is only 62, but he will feature in the side more, get more league experience, and that stat will rise. Obviously we've got the number 3 Iskandmir. He's only 16, he's on the bench, he's our backup defender, but of course we need him to replace the injured player who's not in the side, so he comes in at number 3. And Nordfeld, the other good youth defender, he's at number 13. So we've got a lot of decent youth around who I'm trying to give some experience. There's another one there, Doney. He could come in. Actually, I'll put him as a number 13. Actually, he's going to get some league experience. I'll take more of the most experienced player because we're doing pretty reasonable in the league at the moment. I can start risking some of these youngsters. And then, of course, I've done all the changes, so I now need to put the full 11 in. Still need number 15. Number 15 could be a midfielder or a defender. It doesn't really matter. Did I put Concentrate in as a number 13? No, I didn't. Didn't let me. Oh, Norfell. Oh, that's fine. So, no, I'm making number 15 then instead. He might get a game, he might not. Depends on what happens in the actual game. I need a new captain. Normally, I'll go for the most experience. So, one of these... Stroutenberg was the most experienced, well, not the most talented midfielder, and because this is a very young side, I haven't really got anyone over 24, and I've got no one with leadership skills either, so I had to pick the best midfielder, most skilled player, I mean, sorry. So, yeah, Karlstrom, I suppose, he'd be captain material just for one game. I won't get any captain bonuses. That's the problem. If you buy a player whose character trait is leadership, then you get the I need to save that first, don't I? Oh no, it's done it. Just check again. Yeah, all the sides there. Okay, you need, when you want to choose a captain, it preferably needs to be over 24 and also has leadership qualities actually written. So for instance, it'll be normally up here, so I'll try to show a player who's got actual abilities. Trying to find one. Yeah, like for instance, quiet type. He'd be okay as a captain, but it wouldn't be a very good motivator. So I'll count him out. Deep line playmaker, so a captain would have leadership skills up here, and I've got no one at the moment. But I've got a very youthful side, so it's a bit annoying that I've just got that goalie and then he's gone off injured for 11 weeks. That's just typical how much unlucky I've been with goalies in this save. So I need to get him fit. So I need to go to the physio up here, change orders, and then find my goalie. 11 weeks, and then probably medium intensity, and then I'll get my other physio. I probably need to go and get another physio because 2 is not really enough. And get this guy who's 14 weeks. That must be a really bad injury. What is his injury? I wonder now. You know the player's injured by this little icon here. Oh, his contract's due as well. Broken leg. Yeah, that makes sense. Broken leg is probably one of the worst ones. And just get his contract down a little bit as well. Always when you do new contracts, try to bid lower than what they're asking for. Most of the time it works. Sometimes you have to talk to them again, and then hopefully they'll agree. Now this striker's been on the list for a long time. He's not getting any bids, so I'm going to release him. Oh, I can only release. Oh, of course I released that goalie, didn't I? So generally the side is doing very well. Here's the news box of the mail, what's been happening. So as you can see there, that was a goalie who was loaned to us, and then he's just got injured. I can delete some of this now, so because I don't need to see it. Delete. I looked at some youth players and see if they were good enough before I released them, and this player wasn't good enough, so I released him because his 7.5 is not brilliant. This guy was 9.4, 9.4. So obviously possible captaincy role as well. Benzer. He's only 16 years old. He's actually played a game. I could put him in the side and make him captain, but being only 16 years old, he's not going to do that well. So I could put him in the side. Actually, is he featured in the side, Benzer? Because he needs league experience. Yeah, he's number 5. He's actually in the side. I could put him as a captain, but he's only 16 years old, so I think that might affect. I won't get any real bonuses because he's not that experienced for obvious reasons. But he's definitely a future captain. Okay, I'll get rid of some of these reports I don't want to look at. We've got a player who's unhappy. He's not interested in his contract. Karanchi. Oh, he's a decent midfielder as well. He's only just joined us. December. Yeah, he's only just joined us, and he's unhappy. He wants to leave already, and he's only been with us for just a month and a bit. So I can't actually sell him until 3 months. Until the 3 months to date since we bought him, so I can't sell him until April the 1st, so he'll just have to stay unhappy. But that's one player that has to leave. Benzer, that was the great youth player. He's now joined us. Iskamir is the other good youth player. He's now re-signed a new contract, so that's great. I've actually made his contract a bit longer as well. Oh no, standard 6 months. That's the news that our goalie has got injured. Typical. We were struggling for a goalie because we had to sell our star goalie that started the club wanted to leave the club. We sold him for 5 million, and then we spent a long time trying to find a new goalie. We finally found this Doney, and then he gets injured for 12 weeks. Well, it's now 11 weeks. We failed to get this player. He's been featured. I think he was a midfielder. Oh, we didn't get him in the end. Oh, that's not too bad. Our midfield is quite strong as it is anyway. Board, they're now asking, the assistant coach is now asking, do I want to promote this player? 57 attack, borderline. Let's see what the assistant report. Remember, it's free when it's your own players. 8.5. Again, it's another borderline player. I could take him, bring him on, then sell him, or I just let him go. I'm probably in this case going to let him go because I think the development will take quite a while, and he's approaching 17 in a few months anyway. So we're getting a new youth player. Yeah, again, I'll look at the assistant reports if he's any decent. 7.9. No, he's not. He's going to be released as soon as the contract comes up. And we've got a player who's not happy with his current status. He's unhappy. Available for loan. He's just getting no loan bids. He's played 4 games. So what I do is I'll send him on holiday leave. This can get rid of the unhappiness for a little while. So you go into player interaction, then click take 2 weeks off paid leave, or take a week off, it's up to you. And then I want to see you back training, more motivated, and then click OK. And you can see there now, he's now changed from unhappy or whatever it was to happy. But you can't play him for 2 weeks because he's gone off on holiday, and that appears at the bottom with these plain icons. And Karanchi, the guy who's already wants to leave us, he's been sent on holiday leave as well. A couple of little other things that we haven't said before. I'll show you the league table, how we're doing at the moment. Each human manager appears like this, so you get a green little icon there and an email and an envelope, which means you can send them a mail. So let's go to Let's go to my rivals in Sweden, my only other human side, which is Malmo, which is Dave. Hello, Dave. Dave has got an amazing Sheffield Wednesday side on the original Game World. They've beaten my PSG side so many times, but he's got an amazing side. So, for instance, if I wanted to send Dave an email, I click the envelope and it comes up with this screen, and then you can type in whatever you want to type in. So I won't do anything at the moment, and then you click submit, and he gets the mail, and then when he replies to you, he sends it by, you appear here. You also notice in his side that his youth academy is amazing. It's one of that little 2 means it's the second best youth academy in this game world. Let's have a look, see what it looks like. Yes, he's got some really good youngsters there. Look at that, 1 million. That's good. He's not as good as our top youngster that we got, which is quite amazing. Austin, he came as a youngster and his value was over 3 million already for a youngster, and he's already had. Oh, he's going to be. It's going to be hard for me to try keep him, but I gave him a 3-year contract with without the big club clause, so that was very good. I did that because there would be bids for him. We're going to see these stats rising. He could be in the 90s for his main tackling stat, I think. So it'd be good to keep an eye on that. Let's look at the division table. That's where we are at the moment. We're currently 8th, which is much better than we were. So the board are really happy with us. We've only got 6 games to go, I think. 6 games of the season to go. So our aim is to try to get into Europe. If we can get a UEFA Cup space, this UC, which means UEFA Cup, that'd be amazing. And we're not too far away. We're only 5 points adrift from 4th place, and we're only 3 points adrift from 5th place. So if we don't get a UEFA space, I think us and Malmo should get the Intertoto spaces, which then can qualify for the bigger cups. So let's hope we can do that. We are currently unbeaten in. We've been unbeaten since I've been here. So we've had 3 wins, 4 wins, 2 drawn. So 6 games, 4. So we've gone up the table, which means the board are very pleased with our current position, because our aim was avoid relegation, and we're going to be nowhere near that. And also, I just noticed this has just appeared. We are the 10th currently best youth academy in the game world. That's very good. That matches the good, decent youth players we're getting in. Again, when you join a level 1, level 2 side, or any side, your youth academy is going to be random. But sometimes, generally, if you're in a big country like Italy, France, Spain, England, you might get a better youth academy. But some of these smaller countries can produce them as well. Hence, Malmo and our team, of course. We've got some unhappy players there. We're unhappy. You've too many attackers, which means we've got more than 8 attackers in our side. Yeah, we've got 8 or more. So you're going to get an unhappy board message coming up. So basically, the 8 includes the 8 players that are not listed. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We in fact got 10, but 2 are listed. But it just counts the ones that are not listed, which means eventually I will have to put. I think I have to put this guy on the list anyway. He was only going to be around for a bit. 1.6 million maybe. Is that 1.6 or is that 16 million? That's 16 million. There you go. And that should then make our player total in attack down to 7. And so I would not get a unhappy board message anymore. But I probably will do for midfield and defence. Our side again is about 41, 42 players. We've got far too many players at the moment. I need to cut that down, but that will go down by all these transfer list players being sold eventually, or freed in some cases. I probably won't buy any more players now this season because I've got enough, unless we have real bad goalie problems. Yeah. Oh, sorry. We have got one new player that could possibly be coming in, which is a defensive midfielder. So. But we got Milan bidding with him as well, but he is really good, so I really had to give him a go, because if you put assistant report, it costs, but he's a 9.6 and you can win titles, so I couldn't miss that one. Because I've seen all this mail now, except for this one. This was our last league game, and we lost. As I was saying, we were unbeaten. We actually lost that game, so we played 6, won 3, drawn 2, lost 1. So Yeah, yeah. So I misread that. That was unfortunate. We lost that game. Um, we did. Yeah, that's why we missed that game. We lost our defender after just 10 minutes. He was then substituted by the youngster, and then we had a player sent off after only 12 minutes. That was the other youngster, and then one of our star midfielders got sent off. So we were playing with 9 men for the last 23 minutes, and that's when they scored. So it was going to happen. What? Why was he sent off for 12 minutes? Sounds some unpleasant words. The referee. Oh, what? He got sent off for shouting abuse at the referee, and he's only 16. I should really fine him for that, but if I fine him, then it might affect his bad temper. That's why. If I fine him by doing player interaction, you being warned or no wages, then that might cause him to get unhappy with the side. So I'm gonna let him off this game. It's up to you if you fine players for being sent off and stuff. But we were 9 men, and the last 23 minutes they scored, so it was going to happen. Our next game is now February the 16th, which is in 2 ticks' time. And I'll let you know how that gets on in hopefully the next couple of episodes, depending on how my internet is, obviously, because I'm having net problems at the moment. Seems to be alright at the moment, but an engineer's coming to look at it tomorrow, see what it looks like. Final thing I'm going to say is, obviously, here's the channel, my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, then please do. If you want to see the past Managersim episodes, then you click videos, and then you'll see, there you go, there was episode 6 about the goalie issue, and then right back down to the first episode. The first couple of episodes are quite long, then as you notice the times it gets shorter and shorter. This has actually been quite a long episode, but they're briefly describing you about the game, so please look back at these previous episodes if you like to. If you want to join the game, you're welcome to join the game as well. The link is at the bottom of the screen. So it's Managersim, www.managersim.net, and again, it's free. You don't have to pay a thing, and it's not browser heavy, so you can use any browser. Basically, if you can do general surfing on the computer, then you can play this game really well. But that's enough from me. Hope you enjoy this, and let me know if you're enjoying these episodes from any comments. And I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye.